Hello, my name is Sofia Zajac from the Ábaco Club by Ábaco Advisers. As many of you know, the club was inaugurated in October for our clients, okay? We've been doing so many things. We've been wine canting, done exercise on the beach, have had Spanish classes, have learned how to make paella, and keeping the club alive. We're doing these videos, okay, so that we can keep safe at home, okay? And it's a way of interacting with you, okay, and to keep you busy, to keep me busy as well, okay. But I've come up with a few things that we'll be doing. Okay, I'm sure you've seen the other videos, but today we're going to do something special. I don't know if any of you know. I used to own a shop before I had this job, okay, at Ábaco Advisers. And we used to do all kinds of handcrafts, art. As you can see, you're in my home. I love art, okay? We've done everything from sewing aprons, making aprons, to putting up the shop itself, okay? We were pretty popular back then. But I'm going to show you one of my favorite things, okay, that we did, okay? For that, you will need a frame, okay? I like this frame, which isn't that big, okay? I want to show you the before and after, okay? This is my wedding invitation, but you can get any picture that you like, okay? I just thought that it would look pretty, okay? So I'm going to put it inside so you see the effect, okay? This is what it would look like before we do what we're going to do, okay? So you're going to need dried flowers, okay? I've gotten what they call here in Spain flor preparada, okay? It goes through a process, so it makes it last, for years and years, but it doesn't crumble, as you can see. I mean, yes, of course, you might lose maybe some leaves, but this process, it's kind of, they dehydrate the flower and then they hydrate the flower, okay? So that it stays natural, okay? I mean, it's dead, obviously, and it still smells too. It's really pretty, okay? The effect is really pretty, okay? So what we're gonna do is, wait, let me turn the light on just for a second, okay? It's just that we had a few clouds and it got a little bit dark in here, okay? Okay, so as I was saying, we're gonna need our frame. We will need our dried flowers, okay? And the picture of your choice. And I like to do it with a stapler, okay? Because if you stick them on with glue, eventually with the heat and everything, they'll just kind of fall off, okay? So I think it's just safer to staple them on there, hiding in between, like on the branches and everything, okay? And what I'm going to use is chalk paint, okay? You can see that this is already made, but I have a secret for you, okay? If you get just normal paint, any color that you like, and you mix it with what they called aqua blast, okay, which is basically plaster, okay, just the powder. If you pour some of the powder, okay, from plaster into paint, that's how you make chalk paint. It's just really easy, okay? But I liked this color when I was looking at it. I thought that it would look good with my flowers, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to open the can a little bit. And This is all pretty quick, okay, because the paint dries really fast, and we don't have to do, like, we don't have a very big area to paint, okay? So we're just basically going to paint, okay, our frame. As you can see, it's just giving it a little bit of a color, okay? So that you have a base, so that when you put your when you put your flowers on top, you have that base in the background, okay? It doesn't even have to be neat, okay? It's just a question of, you know, having something that it just all blends in, okay? I'm just getting the paint off of the lid, okay? Because, like I said, you just kind of wanna get the edges and, you know, the little cracks that it might have, okay? But you're seeing how quick this is going, and it dries instantly too, okay? Because I'm putting such a thin coat of paint that you don't even have to wait for it to dry, okay? This paint is just, you just have to wash it with water, so you don't need, you know, there's no mess, okay? But you're gonna see how quickly we're gonna transform this and make it into something really beautiful, okay? The shop that my sisters and I had, we were pretty well known for doing this kind of stuff, you know, crafty. But as you know, I'm from the States, and I think it's in our blood, you know, to be crafty. And also is the fact that my mom and dad, you know, they really, they taught us how to do everything. I mean, it's like we know how to knit, how to crochet, but we also know how to paint and how to do woodwork. We built the shop, literally. We refurbished every single corner in that shop. We got old magazines, and we pasted them on the tile, and then made like a special coating, okay, with glue and water, and just covered it, okay, and it just made it look completely different, okay? So it's kind of like we're pretty good at transforming things, okay? As you can see, I'm not even gonna take 5 minutes to do this, okay? It's probably gonna take me a little bit longer to get the flowers on there, okay? But I mean, it's just drying really quickly. So we're gonna be able to do this like all in one step, okay? And let me see, because I think I have almost all the edges done, okay? Okay, I have a little bit more to do right here. So, voila. It's painted, as you can see, on the edges, okay, and on the inside as well, okay? So let me just let it dry a little bit, and I'll be back in a second, okay? But I don't want it to get messy, okay? If you want to dry it a little bit quicker, you can also just blow dry it, you know, and it'll be okay. Okay, so I'm gonna cover my paint while it dries. And I'll tell you in the meantime. Okay, let's let that sit there for a second. Okay, I also have some suede cord, okay? Because what I wanna do is I want to staple a piece of cord on each side and then tie it up top and make like a bow to hang it. Like we can hang it from the wall from right here so that you can see the effect, okay? All right, this is basically just dry, okay? So I think I'm just going to work on it. And if you see that you take a little bit longer, you can wash your paintbrush in the meantime, okay? And let me get back to you in a second. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to put this over here, okay? So we have our frame, which is completely dry. I have to let you know that, of course, since I didn't want the video to be forever, I did blow dry it a little bit. Okay, so now, for my liking, okay, maybe you don't want to, or maybe you want to even make it thicker, okay? But I like for it to have like a vintagey touch, okay? So what I just kind of take off a little bit off the corners, okay? You know, just kind of make it look like it's worn a little bit, okay? Just in some areas, okay? Do you see the effect? It's kind of starting to look like it's a little bit rustic, okay? Although you could even buy things like that, okay? But later, when we have the flowers on there, if we want to take off a little bit more, we can do so, okay? Or if you even want to sand it down just a little bit more so that it'll get the paint off somewhere, and you know, you let the wood come through in a few places, okay? But I don't think it's really necessary, because what we want to do now is just staple the flowers on, okay? So like I said, we want to get the branches, okay? And we don't want it to be too clumpy, okay? If you make it too thick, okay, the branches are gonna stick out too much, okay? So we just kind of want to put the branches in a way where it looks kind of like a flat surface, okay? So I'm just going to see where I want to put it, okay? I'm making this stand up like this so that I don't have to hold the phone, okay? I have one of these staplers, okay, because it's just much easier to work with. And I'm just going to get in there in the branch, okay? And then I'm going to cover it up with another one like this, okay? It doesn't have to be perfectly even, okay? Because later we're gonna be stretching it out a little bit. We might even have to add more branches, okay? But what I like to do is just staple it around like this all the way around, okay? So that it you know, the main thing that you're looking at is the flowers. And then what you're gonna have is the flowers and the contrast of the picture that you put in, okay? Which, another thing that would look really, really pretty is a black and white picture, okay? That's what we used to have. We used to have a black and white picture of my mother, okay? And it was her name that we put on the shop. So we thought that it would be, I don't know, be like a tribute to her, okay? So let me do that, okay? Well, actually, I'm gonna do a few more before I turn off the camera, so that you can see that it's just a question, okay, of overlapping them and making sure, of course, that you don't have any spaces in between, okay? But just get little branches, okay? And hide the little stems. Go behind there, okay? You see? We're gonna go behind there, and we're just going to fill up all those little spaces, okay? Let me see. Okay, you see that it's not a question of they're not going to come out perfect the first, you know, like you're looking at it right now and it's kind of uneven. So what you have to do is just get a little, you know, get some more branches like this and figure out where you have to fill in, okay, to make it look the way that you want it to look. I don't know. I mean, maybe you just want to fill up one side, okay, because that looks very pretty as well, okay? But I've already decided that I want to make the entire frame of these flowers, okay? Okay, so let me do mine and I'll be right with you. So I'm done. It took me nothing. As you can see, there's no empty spaces, okay? It's just a question of moving the flowers a little bit, okay? And you can see that the edges are painted. And I don't have a gold marker, but if you would like to dedicate this to somebody when you're finished, because I mean, it makes an incredible present, okay? I mean, look at the outcome. Just imagine, you know, for somebody's wedding, you can make it as big as you want to for somebody's wedding, or if somebody has a baby, or like I said, just a picture of your mom, okay? Let's see if I can get that in there. Okay, look at that, how beautiful it looks. It just makes it stand out, okay? But of course, we're gonna finish it off, okay? And what we're gonna do for that, let me put that the back in. Okay, I didn't even put a glass in, okay? If you want to, you can get a frame with a glass, okay? But since I will probably end up changing this and putting a picture of one of my babies, you know, my grandchildren or my daughter. And let me see. I don't know, it's just that one of these just, okay, now, there we go. Okay, there's the effect. Okay, like I was saying before, what we want to do is, I like to calculate that I want it to hang as long as the frame is, okay? So I calculate that if the frame is this long, then I have to make twice, okay? But then I also have to leave enough to make a bow, okay? So we're gonna do that 4 times. Okay, so we're gonna cut it here, which I need to get some scissors, just a second. So what I've done, I've cut the strings in half, and now I'm going to make a little knot. It's just a little slip knot so that it doesn't slip when I staple it. Okay, and we're going to staple it more or less on the edge, okay? Be careful with your fingers, because you know that these staplers are like guns, okay? Okay, we have that one. And let's do the other one. Remember, the knot goes on the bottom, okay? Because that way it won't slip. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna tie it. I like to tie it long, okay? More or less like the length of the frame. I don't know what happened, but okay, I'm just making a bow here. Sorry. Okay, see how that turned out? And now we're gonna take my naked lady off the wall. And there you go. Okay. I hope you liked it. You saw that it's really easy, okay? I enjoyed doing this with you, as usual, like all of our activities, okay? We at Ábaco are going to take it easy, okay? We're all working from home, okay, except for my colleagues who have to go out to like the lawyer with you, you know, to the notary and everything, okay? But those of us who are at home, we're thinking about what we're going to be doing with you in the future, okay? But for safety reasons, we're going to take it slow. Okay, we have a lot planned for you. We're looking forward to getting out there again, you know, to do these activities. Obviously, our May Day, we won't be able to do that. We'll do that next year. It's okay. We'll just keep the same theme, or maybe come up with something better. Okay. But I just want you to keep in mind that we're going to be doing our Spanish classes, and we're going to be doing our cooking classes, exercise, anything that we can come up with. And if you have any suggestions, okay, please feel free to tell us, okay? Because, or like any questions, I don't know, maybe you want to know, these are hortensias, for example, okay? It was my mom's favorite flower, although she liked blue, okay? But I like this rustic pink. But if you want me to look into anything for you, or maybe you want to know where I bought them, okay? All you have to do is write me a message, whether it's on WhatsApp, okay, or Sofia at @AbacoClub.s, okay? You know I'm always there, okay? My phone goes with me everywhere, so feel free to make any suggestions, or to, you know, to send me a message, okay? And like I always say, you'll be the first to know when we get back to our activities, person to person, okay? In the meantime, I'll be here on YouTube, okay? On Facebook and Instagram as well. And as usual, big hug for everybody. Bye-bye.